Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes. Honorable Principal Ma'am, Headmistress, coordinators, teachers, parents, and my dear students. A very good afternoon to each and everyone present here virtually. As you all know, we have gathered here to get an elaborate overview of grade 11 as we step ahead to the new academic session of 2022-23. Today is the day when our students and parents will get to know about our new journey and to build the future from here, which enhance the students to put all their efforts to approach their goals and have a successful life ahead. I, Mr. Sujit Kumar, Secondary School Academic Coordinator, on behalf of the DPS Monarch Secondary team, is glad to welcome all to the virtual grade 11 open house meet. You all will witness a very elaborate orientation about the curriculum, method of learning, assessment structure, activities undertaken, and the measures taken for the holistic development of the students in our upcoming new session for grade 11. Before moving on to the orientation, I would request everyone to keep your microphones off on mute unless given a chance to speak for the smooth conduction of the orientation. Let me repeat, please keep your microphones on mute unless given a chance to speak. Also, I would like to request all our parents to kindly share their concern and queries in the comment box. We will be addressing them in the question and answer sessions at the end of the orientation. To begin with, let us know the flow of events. We'll be starting with address by the school principal, where she'll be focusing on a school at a glance. Then overview of the curriculum by the headmistress, overview of the Scholastic by academic coordinator, followed with admission process by school admission counselor, and then the question and answer session. Yes, moving ahead, leaders instill in their people a hope for success and a belief in themselves. I truly believe in this quote when I address our beloved principal ma'am, Ms. Meenal Bakshi, who has been consuming herself to light others, who is the pride of this academy, and we are all honored to have her as our leader. Now, I'd like to call upon our ma'am to come and share her words and thoughts of enlightenment. Please give her a big round of applause. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Sujit Kumar. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am,
Okay.
You are. Thank you.
A very pleasing good afternoon to everyone, student, parents, and all those who are attending this event today. Well, I'm Meenal Bakshi, the principal of DPS Monarch International School. And it's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to all of you to the virtual open day of DPS Monarch International School. I thank you all for being here and showing your interest in DPS Monarch for your child's further education. Well, usually an open day is your chance to get a feel for the school, check out the facilities, and have a word with the school teachers and staff members. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19 pandemic, we are unable to do so. However, technology is serving us out here, and we are having this open house for our prospective students of grade 11 and their parents, so that it can be an invaluable part of deciding on a school for your child in grade 11 and 12. As mentioned in the agenda, we will be focusing on giving you out every possible information about the school, grade 11 and 12 curriculum, programs and initiatives, followed by a QA sessions. So I will go ahead, first of all, telling you what curriculum we offer. So we are a CBSE affiliated school, and this year the school offers kindergarten to secondary level program, and we'll be opening our grade 11 from March 2022. Our own first batch of grade 10 would be joining grade 11 next academic year. However, admission is open for all external students as well. And now, before you decide whether DPS Monarch is the right choice for your child or not, let me take you through what is our vision and what is our mission and what exactly we do at DPS Monarch International School. So talking about our mission and vision, well, as we know that the youth of today need to be prepared for the global stage, because this is a generation of young people who are critical thinkers, inquirers, and they're actually more confident than us to take the world stage and compete with the best brains in the world. And this is exactly the aim at doing at DPS Monarch. We wish to make education with a difference, an overall experience where the student attains A's at academics, participate in all school activities with enthusiasm, and have a holistic development. And our mission and vision of this school ensure this. And it reflects in our school motto, education with a difference. May I request you to show the mission and the school motto? Yes. And now, how do we achieve, how do we ensure that this is a school which ensures education with a difference? So we have our visionary team with us, and this is led by our patron, Ms. Aisha Mohammed, and followed by Mr. Hassan Chogle, who is the president of the school. We have Mr. Yasir Nayanar, who is the vice president of the school, and we have a team of directors who is working in different areas of the school. And I am also part of executive committee as a principal. And then if we talk about the academic team, we do have Ms. Madhuman. She is our middle school, secondary school and secondary wing headmistress, and she would be the headmistress for senior secondary from next year. And we have Mr. Sujit Kumar, who would be the academic coordinator for secondary and senior secondary. We have Ms. Shweta Koshti. She is looking after the co-scholastic area, and she is the activity coordinator for the school. And apart from that, we do have a team of head of the departments, those who are working in different areas and dealing with different subjects. As you can see, right from languages, English, math, science, for every subject, we have a subject leader or a head of the department who takes care of the department and works towards achieving the mission and the vision of the school. Going ahead, this is the secondary school faculty. You can see all the teachers are on board with us, and we are completely ready to start grade 11. Moving further, just would like to draw your attention that we all know that constant changes are must. And life is a process of constant changes, and all progressive schools built for the future. In educating today's children, we cannot afford to lose sight of the fact that we must teach them to grapple with the problems of their generation, their society, and their world. And COVID-19 pandemic is a live example of that. So schools must not only teach the time-tested skills of reading, writing, and mathematics, which remain important, but rather prepare our youth for unknown world and develop those necessary skills which will help them to balance their mind, body, and soul. So keeping 21st century life skills such as communication, digital literacy, entrepreneurship, and problem solving, balanced approach in mind, DPS Monarch has initiated some value-added programs. Apart from what other schools are offering as a part of CBSE curriculum, we have gone ahead so that we can meet out these 21st century skills, and we make sure our children are prepared for the world which they have to face after leaving the school. So keeping such approach in mind, we have come up with a wide range of subjects like as you know that we'll be opening our grade 11 from March 2022. So we do understand there's a less time for you, and that is a major decision for parents and students to decide on the right combination of subjects. And apart from that, they have to keep their preferred choices in mind. So the good news is here, we are the first Indian school who would be offering a wide range of subjects for our students to have multiple career options in the future. We know that in today's economic climate, students and young professionals face unique challenges, but at the same time, they have unique opportunities too. So keeping such scenario in mind, apart from the common subjects which are offered by every school, we will be offering subjects like geography, history, political science, fine arts and paintings, tourism, physical education, legal studies, information practice, and some more skill-based subjects like financial marketing management and data science. And we know these subjects are equally important, and children will have number of career options available after grade 12. And apart from that, we will be focusing on the development of the foundational skill of the students through our Mentoring Young Mind program, which is our in-house career counseling program. And through this program, they will have personalized session with our experienced career counselor and with external experienced career counselors as well. So our MYM program will be the perfect opportunity for our students to develop their portfolios based on their interest and skills. And regardless of your child's future career path, they all would be offered a unique opportunity to go for an internship as a part of MYM program to get a head start in the professional world. And definitely this will equip our students with skills and the background to ensure that they stand out from the crowd, whether they are reapplying for universities or a job or a competitive year program. So apart from MYM, we would be focusing on collaborating with companies to have our internship program, where children would be going for certain internship programs where they learn whatever they are learning in the four walls, the classroom, how these things are practically implemented in different organizations. So if you want to become a chartered accountant, you go and work in a chartered accountant firm and put yourself in their shoes and realize what is exactly the job profile of a chartered accountant or a hotel manager or a mechanical engineer or a doctor. So that internship program will give them a real world experience, and that's our aim. Apart from studying what their books and curriculum offer, we want them to focus on practical skills as well. And apart from this, we have aligned everything together in such a way, like we said, we offer a wide range of subjects. And why do we offer a wide range of subjects? So that children will have multiple career options, and we as a school would like to help them how to choose the right combination of subject. For that, we have come up with the career counseling program. And to align the career counseling program, we have integrated internship with that. And then how do we offer internship program? And apart from internship, as a school, what other programs which can be offered for children to build their profile? It's one of them is design thinking, where the school would be offering advanced level robotics program for grade 11 and 12 children, where we would be focusing on programming like Python and Raspberry Pi. So it's not necessary that only children, those who are interested in science and computer science, would be learning these things. Any child who is interested to think beyond journal level, or they want to give a boost to their creativity, they all are welcome to join this program. So this is what we would be offering in design thinking, robotics mainly, and in artificial intelligence programs. Then we already have a program called FIJI, and I'm sure most of you are already aware what is this program all about. So basically this program is for students, those who are mainly interested to join engineering as their profession. So how to prepare children for such competitive exams. So school is taking care of that part as well. So students, those who are interested, they can join this program as well. So we do have experienced faculty who is teaching FIJI program separately. Then moving ahead, we have collaborated with Cisco, and in later part of presentation, Ms. Madhu would be explaining you what kind of programs we are planning to offer for the students, those who would go for Cisco. So we have already collaborated with them, and from this year onwards, term 2 has started. We have already implemented this program right from grade 1 till grade 12. So this program is right from the lower primary till up senior secondary level. So slowly and gradually we built upon the skills, so that right from the lower primary, children have those skills and they have that higher order thinking to go for certain things. So these are the certain initiatives which we have taken keeping the present demand in mind and how we can make children more competency based and skillful in the future. And so I'm not giving you the complete information here, because after my address, there would be a presentation by headmistress and academic coordinator. They both would be explaining you in detail about the curriculum, course Scholastic, and about our initiatives which we have taken. So what we expect you from as a parent is just you have to do is to lock down good parenting. And the good parenting, along with partnering with us, we would like to show positive emotions to children. We want to demonstrate good practices, and we want to teach them how to be more organized. And I think these are the three skills which balances out the mind, body, and soul of any human being. So this is how we want to collaborate with the parents. And we are still very young school, and within 2 years of time span, we have given many opportunities to our students to explore the learning outside of their four walls of the classroom. And I extend my best wishes to everyone who is associated with our school and who would be associating with us in future. And I look forward to partnering with you to ensure that all children are celebrated and supported in our school. And together as a team of parent in school, we ensure that we maintain our tradition of excellence and community that makes DPS Monarch such a special place for you and for your child. Thank you so much for listening to me very patiently. Have a pleasant evening. And if you have any question, we look forward to answering all your queries. Thank you so much, and over to Mr. Sujit Kumar.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The speech was very informative and extremely helpful for the students and parents as they are eagerly waiting to join the grade 11 for the next academic year 2022-23. Thank you. Thank you once again, ma'am. Thank you. Positive leaders empower people to accomplish their goals. And we do have among us that leader who is the headmistress, Miss Madhu Uppal. She heads the middle and secondary wing of our school and will be elaborating on the overview of curriculum prescribed by CBSE and related guidelines in her address. May I request Ms. Madhu, ma'am, to address the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Sujit. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am,
Yes.
you are.
Yeah, thank you. So at the outset, first of all, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the parents, those who are sharing this virtual platform with us today for grade 11 open house, which is specifically organized to apprise parents as well as students regarding important details and the curriculum framework and the subject options which are offered by the school. And again, it's my distinct pleasure to welcome you once again on behalf of DPS Monarch team, secondary team. And we are truly excited and delighted at the launch of our senior secondary grade 11 for the academic year 22-23. And today's session, we would be highlighting about the CBSE guidelines, various subject options available, the key components of scholastic and post-scholastic areas of assessment, and we should be at senior secondary level, the curriculum structure, assessment pattern, various initiatives taken by school and the program introduced, so that parents are going to have a brief idea about all such initiatives. So if we start, can we move to the next? The CBSE curriculum and the framework, if we talk about it, encompasses general objective of learning and the competencies to be attained, courses of study, subject-wise learning outcomes and the content, along with the pedagogical practices and the assessment guidelines, which comprises the entire curriculum framework, which is provided by the CBSE and which is as per the National Curriculum Framework, which provide the various opportunities to students to achieve excellence in learning. As we can see, the recent changes in the assessment pattern and the curriculum pedagogy, which is being initiated by CBSE, it's transforming the entire assessment structure and the curriculum. So for the purpose of fostering these competency in learners, the curriculum encompasses 7 major areas, which are languages, humanities, mathematics, science, skill subject, general studies, along with that health and physical education. And these areas are broadly divided into electives and compulsory subjects, which we are going to discuss in the next slide. Yeah, in this curriculum areas, go to previous, please. Yeah, if we go through the CBSE website for senior secondary curriculum, we'll be able to find these three groups, which are Group A, which we can say academic electives. Another one is Group L, which is languages, and the Group S, which consists of all the skill subjects. So the combination can be from the languages or academic elective if we talk about the subject 3, 4, and 5, which is a combination of academic elective and the skill elective, depending upon the career goal and the field of study that child has decided in future. So this importance of skill elective, which I would like to highlight here is the development of the professional competencies, which are analytical, applied, and the outcome based. And undergoing skill training in schools can help children to learn, these all skills progressively to create the learning which is experiential in nature. So we can see there are core scholastic subjects as well. If you can just look into the slide, that which consist of general studies and health and physical education, and the work ethics, which is also a part of curriculum. And these subjects are considered for the internal assessment. So the core scholastic areas mainly focuses on the internal assessment, and the performance of the child will be graded accordingly. Moving on to next, subject combination, which earlier, as there were various streams, as we know, the science, commerce, and humanities, which are the popularly known as. But as per National Education Policy 2020, now we have flexible subject option. And students can opt for different subject options. And there are three groups, as I've already mentioned: academic groups, languages, as well as skill subject. And the holistic approach here is to ensure that students' overall development can be taken place in school, whereas they do not learn only the syllabus, and along with that, they learn the life skills and the multidisciplinary approach towards education. So in case here in science, social science, humanities will help them to create the well-rounded citizens. So the concept has changed from streams to subject, which we'll see in the next slide, that how NEP has transformed this. So if I talk about, I'll give you just brief idea about National Education Policy, which has come into effect from 29 July 2020. And after 34 years, it has been approved by Union Cabinet, which was earlier known as National Policy on Education in 1986, which took place. But after a long gap, this transformation change which has come up. So however, it is access to the quality education previously, which was only about the access to education. The difference where the main purpose of this NEP is to design and a vision framework for the schools education and the higher education in India. So there are no hard separation, I would say, here between the sciences and arts. Rather, now we will talk about more subjects which in nature, vocational, academics, as well as skill based. So there are no barriers between the hard science and the soft science, which NEP has completely dissolved. And now the subject options are quite flexible for the children to choose. Okay, moving ahead, as in National Education Policy, it's already been highlighted that we are moving from competency to content. So now the shift has been taken place, and we too at DPS Monarch believe in the same philosophy, as we have been introducing various changes as per the CBSE guidelines. Our classroom instructions are learning outcome based, and which are defined in terms of competencies and capacities which students acquire and demonstrate at the end of the instructional program. And as well as CBSE also strongly recommend to create competency-based classrooms where learning targets are based on learning progression. And there's a link between the concept and the skills which children are learning during the school hours. And to emphasize on specific skill and competencies which across various subjects and domains takes place. So if we talk about the flexibility in subjects, a child can have a chemistry along with the music, along with physics, he can choose art. So whatever combination child wants and he or she can have, this flexibility has been provided by this NEP at the secondary stage. But there are certain combination of the subject which are relevant, which can help a child to choose a career goal. Accordingly, the school has offered different streams as well as the subject option. Okay, moving next, what are the subjects we are offering at DPS Monarch? I will give you just a brief idea about it. Please next. Yeah, as per the CBSE guideline for senior secondary, various subject combinations are suggested. For the broad categories of streams through, there is no division, as I've already told, of the subject as per the streams, but it allows them to take any combination as per the career goal. So if we talk about, we are able to see, to have more clarity about the subject option. In case a child is, please move to the previous slide. As you can see, there are 3 compulsory subjects, whereas the subject 4 and 5 is optional. And in case you are able to see here, if I talk about commerce, if a child wants to pursue the career in the field of accounts, I would rather not take the stream, I would take the subject. And business or accounts, you can opt for any professional accounting course here. So what combination will be there for child as a compulsory subject, and what combination which would help the child to have more skill in that particular area of his study in future. So as per the subject combination mentioned here, there would be 3 compulsory subjects, and the 4th and 5th subject is optional as per the various career goals the child is going to have. Moving next, if we talk about how it is segregated in different combination, we have science stream, whereas the compulsory subjects are mentioned along with their subject 4 and 5, which are the optional subject. So if a child wants to pursue the career in this science stream, so these are the important combination which we prefer, and which will help the child to go to his preferred area of study later years. And in the same way we have in the commerce, we can move to next. Yeah, these are the compulsory subjects, subject 1, 2, and 3, as you can see. And subject 4th and 5th are the optional subject, which provide various options available. And but it is suggested that whatever is the main subject, it should align with the the concept, or it should align with the curriculum or with the child is already studying in the mainstream. So the same way we have the various subject option available for humanities as well. We can move to next. Yeah, the various this compulsory subject you can see, which is one from languages, an academic elective, as well as the other one is combination of skill as well as academic elective. In that 4th and 5th is again optional. You can pick up any subject from the options available, which will be considered as 5 main subjects. Along with that, we have this Scholastic, which is a part of internal assessment. Those are the compulsory subjects. Okay, if we talk about the learning at Monarch, the teaching and learning is being transformational, as we aim to make students work around their strength and be future ready. So they can face the uncertainty of the life and come up as a compassionate citizens, those who value the relationship and are emotionally strong. So as per rooted strongly national curriculum, which is CBSE curriculum pedagogy, is already aligned and linked with National Education Policy 2020 to meet the global standards and the learning needs of the students in the coming years. So students are expected to learn skills, which is our responsibility as a school, to help them to grow confidence. Okay, may I request to mute? Okay, so that we can prepare them for future and they can acquire certain skills which can help them to identify their career paths and their goals in a right direction. So this technology integration, which is there at Monarch, that we believe the technology has the ability to enhance the relationship between teachers and students. When teachers effectively integrate technology into subject, they grow like an advisor or mentor or a coach, we can say. So it can definitely make the teaching and learning more meaningful and fun. So if we talk about how the technology is integrated at DPS Monarch, we can have the look at BYOD, that is a bring your own device. At grade 11, students will be allowed to bring their own devices so that they can access various digital resources which will be shared with them during the classroom instruction. It can be a laptop or an iPad. And another is digital assessment, where all the concept tests which will be conducted digitally. So the child must be having a digital device through which he can attempt these various assessment. The purpose of conducting the assessment digitally so that the learning gaps can be covered as soon as possible and we can further strategize to improve performance of the child. And another digital resources which we will be providing to the children as a digital resource bank, which they can access at any point of time while learning in school, which is a need of the curriculum. And the research-based study, all the project activities which children will be doing during this general study curriculum, and the project-based learning, which require children to research. So for that also the technology can be integrated in the form that whatever device they are bringing, they can utilize it during the school hours. The another important the learning strategy that we use is art integrated learning, which is already highly recommended by CBSE, I would say. It is an integral part of all the subjects, as we have already been doing it for our grade 6 to 10. All the classrooms are technologically as well as art integrated. Where art is integrated in education, it helps the child to apply the art-based inquiry, investigation, and exploration. And this is a strong contender for experiential learning as well. It enables the student to derive meaning and the understanding directly from the learning experience. So we at DPS Monarch engage students in creative classroom. Art here means creating the creative classrooms where the learning is taking place and students are completely involved through various art forms. And in certain times we use a visual and performing art also. As you can see, children have integrated art through the social science, mathematics. They are doing various activities through art integrated project. The purpose of conducting these activities in the form of role play, hands-on activities, group activities, as such to make children learn more creatively. And when in grade 11 also, this art integrated learning would take place, where children will be doing one project each term, and which will be based on a common theme, and a child will be assigned as per the CBSE guidelines, which also a part of the general studies, which is the internal assessment component of grade 11 curriculum. Moving on to another important strategy, which is experiential learning. We try and make all experiences precious for the children, as experience is a key at all levels, which bring a positive change for the learner as well as for educator. And it is art integrated learning along with the experiential learning, which focus on skill building and along with the impartial and flexible assessment. When children learn by doing things, they learn better. And students have been using various labs for having hands-on activity. They go to a computer lab, maths lab, as well as ICT lab. As you can see, various science labs are also certain times we take children them to experience this as per the requirement of the curriculum. So providing experiential learning as per the CBSE instruction and the guidelines, the lab experiments are conducted, which is already integrated in the lesson plan. So the students do visit all the labs regularly to have the experiential learning. Moving on to next, if we talk about the assessment structure, it is assessment of compulsory area is continuously done by collecting information, reflecting on and using the information to review the child's progress and to plan future learning experiences, which is a kind of a formative assessment. And in the existing scheme of assessment, these activities will be graded on an 8-point grading scale, that is A1 to E for grade 11, as well as the same scheme is there for grade 12. And there are no descriptive indicators in this. The student shall be assessed on 3 areas, which is core scholastic areas, health and physical education, work experience, and general study, which is a part of internal assessment. There will be objective assessment, and as per the level of performance and participation, which is demonstrated by the student throughout the academic year. And finally, the grades will be assigned. And in the existing scheme of assessment, these activities will be graded as 8-point scale, which is A1 to E, which the students will be given as per the CBSE guidelines and framework. Moving on to next, if we talk about the day-to-day observation, whereas children are regularly monitored, whether they are completing their assignments on time, how are they participating in the classroom, whether they are behaving in a certain manner which is expected, or whether they are attentive or following the instruction. This is a day-to-day observation, which is an essential part of the internal assessment, where children would be taken into account. And if we talk about moving on to next, the subject enrichment activities, which CBSE also has been organizing various events to enhance and enrich children and to give them that experience of 21st century skills through various activities in the form of like various events which have been conducted by CBSE. And even we make sure for each and every subject, children are doing some or the other activity. Like in languages, we have the listening and speaking skills. In sciences, they go and do practical activities like science and maths lab activities are also part of subject enrichment. In social study, various project activities are there. So the entire purpose of having these activities to enhance the thinking skill, to make them more creative, more analytical, as well as to improve their communication skills, which really helps a child in improving all these 21st century skills. If we talk about the formative assessment, we follow the diagnostic approach, which is a concept recap, which I would like to highlight here. That our curriculum framework is on as per the CBSE guideline, and children are observed on the basis of continuous observational assessment. After every concept, there is a concept recap, which is a learning outcome based assessment conducted by each and every subject teacher. And on the basis of the concept recap, students are evaluated for the monthly progress review. And as per the performance in the monthly report, the child is evaluated. And if we talk about the secondary school, there are various, the senior secondary school, there would be also various activities which would be conducting to assess, and the same practice will also be followed. So the purpose of having this concept recap is to revisit the concept in case we find the child is not able to understand or grasp a particular concept. The learning strategy will be redesigned as per the requirement of the learner, and accordingly the concept will be revisited. So the concept recap is really helpful in diagnosing the gap areas, the problem areas. So the teachers can, as per the requirement of the child or as per the requirement of the curriculum or the concept, she can strategize further. So the results are faster when we take the digital assessment. All the concept tests are taken as digitally. So this is what which I would like to highlight here. And if we talk about the summative assessment, as you already many parents, those are with us, they know that there are weekly tests, periodic assessment. And as and when CBSE give us the instruction regarding, unlike earlier, now we have term 1 and term 2 assessments in the term end examination, and periodic assessment also the layout has been changed. So as and when we get the instruction accordingly, it will be also implemented, but the overall layout remains the same. Moving on to next, if we talk about the this evaluation reports, we have this monthly progress review, whereas the child is assessed on these parameters. This is AS, accomplished skill. The child has completely understood the concept and is skilled in the area which is expected. And the ES is established that child is still not up to the mark, not at its best of its potential or the competency as learned. And developing, where the child is still under the process of understanding the concept and needs support, is still the child requires extra support or the remedial support as per the requirement or of the curriculum and the concept. The concept might be revisited for this category. So on these parameters, the monthly report is generated and it is shared with the parents on regular basis, whereas each and every parent is able to see in various concepts learned during this entire month, where do my child stands and what strategy further to be adopted to improve the performance. Next, I would like to talk about the various value-added initiative which has been taken up by DPS Monarch to provide children like holistic environment to learn, to grow, as well as to make them future prepared. So in this regard, first I would like to talk about FIJI program. Moving on to next. We have collaborated with FIJI, whereas they introduce, provide this one-year integrated school program for grade 11, which caters to all the school examination, like all the Olympiad exam, IMO, NSO, IOM, and Shastra Pratibha, and IIT, JEE Advanced, and Main, along with BITSAT and NEET, etc. So they prepare students for board as well as annual examination with all these competitive exams, as well as various scholastic examination as well. KV PY is also integrated with the curriculum. So in case parents are interested, then they can collaborate and they can just talk to FIJI staff to enroll the children accordingly. The benefit of these programs, this is provide a wholesome education through embedded schooling, because it's a part of integrated curriculum. The children don't have to go out during school hours only. They get this FIJI coaching. It is synchronized. Move to the next previous slide, please. So it is synchronized as well as with the scholastic exam as well, which enhances analytical thinking and which is more comprehensive. And it encourages students for various leadership roles as well as academic excellence through holistic learning programs. So in case parents are interested, they can enroll the children for these various initiative by FIJI faculty. They can go further. Talking about the next program, we have this moving on to next, mentoring young mind, which is at DPS Monarch. We believe that talent is equally distributed across the globe, but the opportunity is not. So we take pride in helping students to discover as well as to explore the best pathways available to them. So wherever those opportunities maybe will help children, and we empower them to provide that platform so that they can identify their own strength and their own weaknesses as well, to so that decisions are well informed about their future career options. Moving to next, so the rationale behind having this program is like students are able to get the proper guidance, and so that they can decide their career goals and what route they would be having, so that there is no confusion in mind, and they are timely helped by the experts, industry experts, so that they are able to get more clarity about their future goals. If we talk about the structure, at the very initial level, the school counselor, moving to next. Yeah. The school counselor will provide an overview of different career options to the students from grade 8 onwards, and gradually students will be exposed to various options in grade 9 through various virtual webinars, visits to various industries, and followed by a psychometric test in grade 10, wherein we have to decide the various subject options or the subject stream to finalize as per the interest and the aptitude of the child in the grade 11 and 12. So the process will be moving on to next. It's hand-holding till the final decision, which will be supported by various steps, which include counseling, an action plan to strengthen the portfolio, along with the performance analysis through psychometric test, and the various workshops and expert support to help the children to find the best option suitable as per their competencies, I would say, and their interest as well as aptitude, so that they are able to attain their career goals and the respective fields which they want to pursue in their life. So moving on to next, this as you can see here, as a part of in-house career counseling, various programs have been already initiated, wherein we have called industry expert Mr. Abhishek Gupta and Mr. Jitin Chawla. They had conducted the session with the parents as well as with the students regarding the profile building, the higher education career options and the opportunity, and what are the futuristic career options. So the entire the orientation was to apprise them about the current scenario. And due to their unparalleled experience, I would say, in the field of career and counseling, it added a lot of value to this program through expert advice. And finally, we have this collaborated with Bridgeview, which provide students with a career counseling platform and a psychometric test for grade 10 students. And this will help our students to make their targets more achievable, I would say, and allow us as well as children to track their progress, because the psychometric test will be followed by an individual career counseling session with our in-house counselor, which is Ms. Sarah Javeen. She will be providing students with hand-holding right from grade 10 and to make more informed choices regarding their stream selection as well as for their career path. Now we have already done with the Bridgeview orientation, and we are in the process of having the psychometric test for grade 10 students, currently those who are with us, and followed by their stream selections. The another important initiative, I would say, which is quite innovative and quite upcoming, is Cisco Collaboration. As you know, Cisco is a worldwide leader in IT as well as in networking, and it has helped many all sides of companies to transform and to connect people and to communicate and collaborate. So we are collaborating in this program wherein the basic IT essential, which would start from lower primary and strengthen its roots till higher secondary, where the students after taking the modules can attempt Cisco certification like PCEP, PCAP. And if I talk about PCAP, it is a programming essential in Python course, which covers all the basic programming, which will be children will be studying in grade 11 computer science as well. So those children can opt for it. It's an optional program, whereas the general computer programming and concept and techniques would also be shared. This course will familiarize the students with the object-oriented approach, and it will be broken into 2 parts and the 4 modules. And students will have access to hands-on practice, quizzes, assessments, and later on a statement of achievement will be awarded who successfully complete the instructor-led version of the PCAP essential in Python course. And this will be acknowledged that the individual has completed the course and now ready to attempt the qualification of the PCAP. So that definitely this would be an edge for our students, those who will be enrolling in this program, and those who are inclined towards computer science or programming or coding. So we should help them to enhance their career path further. Moving on to next, we have design thinking. This is also another quite upcoming initiative, wherein student will use this design thinking techniques to come up with their own design for a robot that would be helpful in daily lives. And robo kits will be not plug and play kits, but they are the assembled mechanically kits which are successfully designed through CAD, and it will be further automated with the program by Python and other languages, as well as this Raspberry Pi, which will be used. So student will have a great exposure to the technology on the one hand, on the other hand, the mechanical programming. So we shall help them as to learn machine learning as well as artificial learning to make them more, I would say, reasonably and critically strong. So all these initiatives would definitely help each and every child in different areas of life, and they would be rather able to explore further option in the area of their study. So this is it from my end. And now I would like to call Mr. Sujit Kumar, our academic coordinator, to brief more about core scholastic activities. I hope this would have given you an insight into the curriculum and all the initiative which we are already planning to bring about to help children. Thank you to your parents for staying with me.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that painstaking and an intricate overview. I'm very sure now parents are very much clear about the scholastic structure of the grade 11, what we going to offer for the academic year 2022-23. Thank you so much, ma'am. As mentioned by Principal ma'am and Headmistress ma'am, we at DPS Monarch International School emphasizes on the holistic development of every student who study here at DPS Monarch. It is not just scholastic areas we focus on. We also give equal importance to the scholastic areas so that we can create better mankind for future. And as I'm speaking about the scholastic areas, these are the few areas which comprises of scholastic. That is a work education club, physical and health education, followed with general studies. To elaborately explain these parameters, moving on to my next slide about work education club. Yes, why do we offer this work education club? Of course, to give students an opportunity to showcase and hone their talents, to see their talents, to dig their talents, to, of course, to know their talents, to help them shape their personal interests and hobbies, to inculcate and improve their leadership and social skills. We offer a wide range of work experience. In short, we say it as work X clubs. In my next slide, I would be preferably telling about the clubs what we offer for grade 10, 11, and 12. To begin with the MUN club, the Model United Nations Club, the English Debating Society, the Dramatics Club, the Shutterbugs, that is the Photography Club, the Web Tech and Blogging Club, the Gourmet Station, that is a Cookery Club, the Green Brigade, which is the Ecology Club, the Cutting Edge, which is a Science Club, the Mathemagic Club, Creative Hands, that's an art club, Rhythmic Studio, which is a music club, and the Troop, which is a dance club. So as I said, these clubs will definitely enhance the students to know themselves better. Moving ahead, in my next slide, these are the few areas what students have given us and shown their talent in these clubs during our WorkX clubs in this process of the academic year. These are the few photos of Creative Hands and Mandala Arts. Up next, we have Science Club. We can see that the students are performing various experiments during this WorkX of Science Club. Up next, we have English Debating Club and the Editorial Club, where the student is given an opportunity to come forward and speak, especially with public speaking. Moving ahead, we have the Shutterbugs Club, the Mathmagic Art, and the Dance Club. Yes, so these are the wide range of clubs what we offer here at DPS Monarch International School. Moving ahead, about the health and physical education. Yes, it is very important that we focus on the health and the physical fitness of every child, where we offer a wide range as field sports, yoga, indoor games, chess, aerobics, basketball, badminton, and of course, to add on cricket as well. Yes, now these are also standard with certain strains. In my next slide, you would get an elaborate idea about, please, yes, about the 4 strands what we follow when it comes to health and fitness. The strand 1, we speak about the games and sports. That is at least one of the following. The student must enroll, which says athletics or swimming, team games, or individual games, or any adventure sports the student is very much interested to. In the strand 2, we speak about the health and fitness activities what the student must go through, must enroll. And the strand 3, where it speak about the health and activity card, where we keep the continuous record of the fitness of the student, every student. And the last one, the strand 4, where it is Seva. In my next slide, I'll be elaborately explaining about Seva. What is Seva? Of course, the grade 10, the grade 11 and 12 emphasize on Seva. Before I move on, this is a distribution of periods what we offer here when it comes to health and fitness. That is, games is offered with 90 periods, health and fitness with 50 periods, Seva with 50 periods, and health and activity card with further 10 periods, which all make 200 periods of classes for health and fitness or physical education. In my next slide, I will be elaborately telling about Seva, which is further known as social empowerment through work, education, and action. What is the main objective of Seva? Yes, the main objective of Seva projects is to direct children's mind in constructive and not destructive, with positive outcomes through the felicitation of creative and critical thinking. This would help them to develop the self-confidence and also their self-esteem. Seva is an integral component of health and physical education. It aims to focus on the mental and emotional and social health of every child. Yes, moving ahead. The last component, what I speak about here, is a general studies. General studies or GST, which I emphasize mainly for grade 11 and 12. It refers to the project-based learning, in which students are divided into groups where they collaborate and work together as a group to prepare a project upon a variety of social and scientific topics upon the student's interest. It is as per the student interest. They want to select a social topic or a scientific topic. It is up to the student. Students are encouraged to conduct surveys, community outreach, and prepare a presentation as per their topic. So students just don't sit inside the four walls of a classroom, but of course they are always out to create a surveys or any research work where they have to go out and do in a community basis. Mainly we divide these two projects in one academic year. There will be two projects in one academic year. In short, we say it as GST, that is General Studies. Let students to learn in detail, in depth about various relevant topics as per their own research and findings. To further tell about GST, General Studies, this is the main example for project-based learning, which most of you are aware of, that is interdisciplinary project work. Where what we used to do till grade 10 is we give the project and the students work on the project. But when grade 11 and 12, it is entirely different concept where students with their own interests come up with the interdisciplinary project and a team where they plan about the project, they design a project, they align a project, they scaffold and make prior preparation for the project. And then they set it for execution where they create and onboard. And further, the reflection of the project is further presented through a presentation to the CBSE board as well as to the school. So this is about the project-based learning where the students learn in detail, in depth about their own interest, their own research. This is about the three activities. Coming up next is events and activities, where we all know that we always encourage students. It could be inter-house activities or it could be inter-school activities. So just a few of the inter-house and inter-school activities I've listed down, like investor ceremony. You all know that from the investor ceremony, we get the better leaders for future. The literary fest, MUNs, Model United Nations, Inter-House Talent Day, World Environment Day, and all the CBSE events, whatever comes as a webinar, and of course the inter-house activities. So in the next few slides, you will be seeing having an image of what all events we have here as an inter-house as well as inter-school. In my next slide, this is the investor ceremony event which we had for the secondary team. Up next, we have the literary fest, where all 10 languages have performed the various activities in their periods for the amazing, I can say, the listening, the writing, the speaking skills of the student has enhanced using this literary fest. Up next, we had the MUNs and the inter-house talent days, where the students exhibited their talent, and we definitely had a talent search, and we got a large number of students who are multi-talented in the various fields. Up next, we have celebrated the World Environment Day, and of course the CBSE events, as and when it comes, might be yoga sessions or many webinars which comes through the CBSE has been felicitated and has been presented and executed in our school. In the next, I will be speaking about the inter-school activities, where we of course focus and allow students, motivate students to participate in such school activities, where our own Cybertronics, where large number of schools, more than 25 schools have participated this year for Cybertronics, and a few couple of students has participated in the radio live Olive quiz competition, and the Sonia Shilke from grade 10 has participated in the Hindi Divas organized by ICC. So we motivate students. It could be an inter-school competition, any school out inside Qatar, or maybe organized by Indian Embassy or ICC. We motivate the student to participate in all. So this is about the inter-school activities. Up next, I would now like to call our school admission counselor, Ms. Wasima, to speak on the admission process for grade 11 for the academic year 2022-23. Over to you, Ms. Wasima.
Thank you, Sujit sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Wasima Syed, Admission Counselor, DPS Monarch International School. I'm here to give you a short presentation about the admission process for the next academic year. Can we go to the slides? Yeah. Admission is open for the current and the next academic year. The procedure is you have to fill the online admission inquiry form in the school website. Once you fill the admission inquiry form in the school website, we will send you the registration details where you have to pay 200 Riyal as a registration fee. Once you clear the registration fee, we will be contacting you for the admission test. For grade KG1, it will be an interaction, and for grade primary and the secondary, it will be an admission test. Next slide. So once we receive the registration details, we'll schedule the admission test. Admission test syllabus will be available in the school website. Email confirmation on admission will be sent after completing the admission interaction and admission test. Admission will be confirmed upon the document submission and the payment of fees. For the next academic year, parents are requested to clear 500 Riyal as a seat reservation fee to confirm the seat for the next academic year. For the fee structure and other information, you can email admission@misdoha.com and you can contact us. The contact details are available in the school website. Thank you. Over to you, Sujit sir.
Thank you, Ms. Wasima. As I can see that there are no queries, as I've informed at the beginning of the session, for parents to drop in their concern and queries since no queries or concerns were raised during the session. However, I would recommend the parents to contact the admission counselor or visit our website for further details about in the misdoha.com, or even you can mail to admission@misdoha.com for a further query, the concerns or any queries. And if you have any queries now, yes, we have not received any queries. So as we head to the conclusion of the orientation, I would like to acknowledge my gratitude to our Honorable Principal Ma'am, Ms. Meenal Bakshi, the school management, EC members, secondary headmistress, Ms. Madhuman, for that elaborating on the overview of the curriculum.
Yeah, may I interrupt now, Mr. Sujit? We have two parents raise their hands.
Yes,
so
yes. Hello, this is the query from Venkat Shiva, who's asking that existing grade 10 need to pay 500 Qatar Riyal to reserve the seat. Yes.
Wasima, would you like to answer this question?
So the reservation fee is applicable only for the next academic year.
And it's for only new admissions. So
it's for only new admission, not for the existing student.
Yes.
For the current academic year, if they want to take admission, admission is open till grade 10. They have to fill the admission inquiry form in the website and they have to pay the term fee. They will get the details, so they can drop an email to admission@misdoha.com.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Wasima and Principal Ma'am. The next query is from Aileen Mukherjee, who says, what is the minimum marks required for each stream?
Actually, this is a very complicated question, because right now we are not focusing on the percentage of a child. We want to give opportunities to every child to go for the subjects which they like and the career they are having in their mind. But definitely there is a process. We don't want a student to take any hasty decision when it comes to selecting the subject. So the procedure is we would be doing a psychometric test with all the students, and based on the report which would be generated after completing the psychometric test, we would be sending a form where children can write their choice of subjects, and it would be followed by an individual counseling session with a school counselor. And then we look at the academic performance of the child. So based on the entire process, at the end, we would suggest, okay, this subject combination is the right combination for the child. So I don't want to say that children who would score above 90 would be able to take math, or children, those who are academically weak, they should only go for humanities. No, the word is changing now. Of course, academic performance is very important, and your marks plays a very important role when you have to go for admission in a good university. But they would look at the overall performance, not only your marks, the way you have been participating in co-curricular activities, how your portfolio looks like, whether you have those life skills to cope up with the subjects and the career choice you have in mind. Because many a times we have seen children go for a certain course, and after 1 or 2 years, they feel this is not the right choice. This is not what they actually wanted to do. So that is why we have set up a proper career counseling session before children make a choice of the subject. So we are not currently focusing on the marks, but definitely it's one of the criteria. The rest would be depending upon the interest of the child. Based on psychometric test, what would be the result? And you would be amazed to see, maybe you don't even know that you are interested in a particular field or a subject. So that's why we have set up this entire process before selecting the subjects. I hope the answer is clear.
Yes, ma'am, indeed. Thank you. Thank you so much. It will be very much clear for Ellen Mukherjee now. There are certain queries which says asked as, will there be a one-on-one counseling session for students for selecting the subjects?
Yes, of course. This is what I said, psychometric test, followed by a form which we would be giving out to the students to write their choices. So like Ms. Madhu has already informed, there are compulsory subject and optional subjects. So compulsory subjects, children are not supposed to choose. If they are going for science stream, commerce and humanities, there are certain compulsory subjects. For optional subjects, subject number 4 and 5, definitely you have a choice. And one-to-one career counseling session would be there. So our career counselor would be giving you an appointment and the time slot, where along with the parent, we would be taking this discussion. Because we do not want parent and children to be on a different page. They have to come on the same page so that you can guide your child throughout.
Right. Yes, that's perfect. So, Faizan, there will be a one-to-one counseling session for your better selection of the subject, so that you don't select, there is no hasty selection from you with the grade 11 academics. Ma'am, next question is there any additional fee for the psychometric test and the Bridgeview platform?
See, right now we have collaborated with a company, it's called Bridgeview, and all the children would be registering themselves, our existing grade 10 students. And once any external student who is coming and taking admission with us in grade 11, once the admission process is completed, you would be given the login details and an orientation about Bridgeview. So you would be giving the psychometric test. Because why we have gone ahead with this company, they have a very scientific and elaborative approach, where there would be a lot of questions which you would be wondering while answering, then why I'm asked this kind of question. But then results will amaze you that, in your subconscious mind, you had this interest, and it would be an eye-opener for all of you. So that's where the scientific approach, where we are asking you to go through a psychometric test, it's very important and very critical. And of course, our 100% decision is not based on psychometric test. As I have said, you have your own choice areas of interest, and then followed by a one-to-one counseling session. But right now we are focusing on the psychometric test, which is provided by Bridgeview platform.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So for our existing student, existing student, by next week, we would be asking you to do the psychometric test, because right now examinations are going on. And for new admissions, as soon as they come for interaction, then we would be registering them for psychometric test.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. And just one more query, which says about from Vihan Singhal, which says, I'm planning to apply for science stream, so that I would like to know what are the compulsory subjects as well, if I can take my coding and IT with it, and what kind of opportunities will I get? So I think Bridgeview is the right answer for that.
Yes. And I think it's a very, very good question, because if you are interested in the field of coding, definitely you have to go for science stream. So you can take, maths, physics and chemistry compulsory subject. Option number 4 and 5, you have to go for optional subjects. So there is a wide range of subjects. So one of them can be data science, and you can go for computer science. So these are the two subjects which are offered by CBSE, and which as a school we are also offering. But as I've mentioned that we would be offering design thinking program, which is apart from your core subject. And then we have collaborated with Cisco. So there would be a lot of coding, cyber security, and networking system related short courses, which are, for students especially. They are being designed for the student, so they get real life experience. So there would be many opportunities, and this is the time, these 2 years, you have to build your profile by showcasing your talent. And once your profile is built up based on your interest, you might be applying for different universities. So school will help you to come up with a list of universities where we feel you will get a better career options, and that would be best choice for yourself. So it's a ongoing process. We cannot decide these things in one day. So as you go ahead over a period of time, within 2 years of time, you would be able to make out these things. So it's an ongoing process. But school has a lot of programs which would help you to decide that which particular program or a course or a university would be more suitable for you to pursue your career in the field of coding, or let's say computer science.
Right. Yes, ma'am. Hope Vihan, you are clear with your query. Yes, he indeed replied saying thank you. Thank you, Vihan. And we have Shamoon Mirza, who has raised his hand. If you want to say something here, Shamoon.
Yeah, Mr. Sujit, thank you for taking this call.
Yes.
I have a suggestion, in fact, an observation regarding, the digitalization of the course curriculum that my daughter is underdoing in class 10. What I have observed is that, in most of her portfolio assignments, there is a lot of writing work, and in addition to the writing work, there's a lot of drawings to be made. Now, I fail to understand why a topic you would need a drawing to be illustrated with. Okay, it is good, that if somebody, if a student is good in drawing, so okay, Hindi topic, okay, make some drawing. If he's good, or if he or she is good, make some drawing. Fine, understood. But why it is to be done by each and every student? Similarly, if there is there is some portfolio and some assignment to be made on an English topic, then again there is some drawings to be made. So I feel that instead of digitalization and moving towards lesser writing and more digitalization, we are instead moving the other way around. So this is my observation, and I feel that this is an unnecessary task that is being given to the students, because these days, as we are moving ahead in science and technology and infrastructure related to all these things, there will be less writings going down the line. We'll not be seeing, those old days are gone now. We don't write anymore.
Yes.
Of course, we should.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, we should be able to write, but not, burden the students with unnecessary things like, drawings on a subject.
I totally understand. Thank you for your question.
So that is the
Mr. Shamoon.
observation. So that is the observation.
Totally
I wish that the school can address this.
So it is definitely, ma'am, if you can.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, sir. I think I understood what you are trying to say. So if you have seen our entire presentation where Ms. Madhu has talked about art integration learning. So as per the CBSE curriculum, art integration is compulsory. And IDP also a child must be doing, which is interdisciplinary project. So as per new education policy, we have to integrate the subjects with art. And in fact, not only art, with the music and dance as well, because it broadens the horizon of child's thinking, critical thinking, and it increases the high order thinking of the child, because up to grade 10, children are learning all subjects. It's from grade 11, they have to streamline themselves. So as much as possible, schools and try to integrate art with every subject. So there is a pictorial presentation of their work. And I would like Ms. Madhu to further, tell in detail that typically why we have integrated this into our project work and this portfolio work.
Yeah, right, ma'am. I really wanted to add on to this, as you already mentioned that we have a certain constraint by CBSE, and this time because of this pandemic situation, we have to upload all the portfolios of the children. So we didn't want that at any level children are going to lose marks, because portfolio is all about their creativity and their progression during a teaching and learning instruction. So maybe the child is inclined more towards art, so she likes to express more, I think, effectively through art. Otherwise, it's not compulsory for each and every task, maybe Hindi or English. It's been always asked to sketch or to put up the drawing to convey that how or what the child feels about the particular concept. Because we have been going through all the portfolios. So maybe she is interested and she expressed better, maybe I would say, and she's more creative. So she's using this medium. Otherwise, as such, there is no constraint. As we are already in the process of finalizing portfolios, the children have been asked whichever best way they can project their work. So this is one of the option given, and which is, I think, majorly used by her. So we would still look into it, and if in case the child is using it quite often, so we'll try to restrict on that manner.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
moreover, you will see in grade 11, this kind of integration would be at a very minimal level.
Yes,
Because
yes.
by that time, children would be able to develop such a skills. And yes, I totally agree with you. You are moving towards digitalization. And of course, if you see, we have come up with the concept, bring your own device. The reason behind that is the children should not waste their time unnecessarily in taking down the notes all the time, sitting in the classroom. Rather, we want to promote a research-based study where whenever any topic is taught, if they have their device with them, they can do a lot of research. And we don't want them to write each and everything. But again, writing is such an important skill, which is very important in every kind of profession, whether you are a teacher, doctor, engineer, because it's not about what you're, what you're writing, it's how you are writing. So writing skills shows your thinking also. What is your thinking? Because your thinking reflects in your writing. So that's the main reason when children are in school, we are focusing on writing skills equally. We do not want children to lose out to express themselves, because by the time they'll be in university, these skills will not be taught. And that time, whatever they have to think, they have to put down on the paper. So that skill is very important. That's why sometimes the focus is more given on writing skill as well. And plus in the board examination, they have to write an exam, which is for 2.5 hours or 3 hours. So if children do not practice writing, then they would, won't be able to put up their thoughts on paper while doing their board examination. But again, we are trying to make a balance of both technology and the traditional skills, which are important, both equally. It's very unlike, this question has come from you. Rather, most of the parents says, why don't you focus more on writing skills? So, but I'm very happy to answer this question because it's a very valid question in today's scenario. But we shouldn't forget that reading, writing, speaking, listening, these are very, very important skills. And technology cannot replace these skills. It can be used as a teaching aid, as a medium of instruction, sometimes, to help children to understand better, because we do have audio learners, visual learners. So technology definitely helps children to understand better and express themselves better. But these skills cannot be avoided. So we have to equally focus on these skills as well. But as you said, if you feel like your child is going overboard with such things, then we can definitely look into this individually. I hope that we could answer your question.
Ma'am, to a great extent, yes, but I'm still not convinced because, I would like to sometimes sit across the table and discuss this because this is something which I feel that we are going, in back times instead of going ahead.
Okay, so what I would suggest, if you want to have a further discussion, so why don't you come and have a discussion?
Sure,
so that
sure.
We would love to have a discussion at length with you, so that
Sure,
because educating parents is also a job of a school, because we really want to have a partnership with the school and parents. So whatever we are doing in school, you have a full right to know what is the reason behind it. So we need to explain you the rationale. And if suppose
Sure.
we are going overboard with something, and we are open to the constructive feedback. So, I mean, we have an open door policy. You can come and have a discussion with us, right?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mirza. You can take an appointment from the school reception, and please do come and visit us so that we can clear your query further. Okay. And also we are overshooting with time, but still I can see that Rajesh Goa, who has raised the hand. If you can quickly come up with your question, Mr. Rajesh.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are clear, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much for, you, Minal Bakshi, the principal, as well as the administration staff, as well as teachers. My son is new to the school, but he has, in the transition, taken very positively with the support of the management and the teachers. He's working out good, and the initiative that has been taken now for a change with a digital transformation is going definitely a change for good. But I agree with the talk that is going on that, we need to have a balance, and they should really transit smoothly to this, to this change, where it is more appreciated to transfer from the traditional teaching methods to more practical and research oriented. So I think so we are doing good, and I think so positively I look forward. At the same time, I would like to request, there are a lot of orientation programs and other things being taken up by the management, and should be the recording should be available on the portal, so the parents whoever missing it or the students can always go back and refer to it, so and then come back if there is any query. But other than that, I don't have much of the things, but I definitely look forward to the initiative, and let's see how best I can participate with my ward within this. Thank you for thanks for all the management and the staff for this orientation.
Actually, talking about this recorded sessions. So for your information, all these sessions are always recorded, and we always upload on our YouTube channel, school YouTube channel. So what we would do, all old parents are already aware about it, and to new parents also we do inform. But then again, we would share all the social media platforms with our school parents, because I know there are a lot of new parents, so that you can always be upgraded and updated regarding these sessions. I know not everybody is able to make it to these sessions, but we are uploading every session on our school YouTube channel, so then anybody can see. So we'll share the link with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Just to add on, even these links, we ask the HRTs to broadcast as well.
Yes.
So you can even have a look there.
So in case, your homeroom teacher of your child must be having your contact details of WhatsApp. So through WhatsApp also, we do share the link with parents whenever we organize any kind of session. And another thing you were mentioning in your query about this moving from traditional methods of teaching to modern ways of teaching and learning. Definitely, but you must have seen this from last 1.5 years. With the help of technology only, we could do a lot of things. Everything was online, right from events, activities, school programs, teaching, everything was happening because of technology. And I would say that we are integrating technology in a very best way, because of course, when children were studying online, there were a lot of things which we could not do it due to certain constraints and limitations. But now, since the children are back to school with us, we do have interactive panel in every class, a smart board, where teachers are doing a lot of activities. And today only, I was in 2 sessions in the grade 8 and grade 6, where I saw teachers were using the technology at its best, and children were able to interact, and it was a very, very child-centric class, where with the help of technology, children were able to understand the subject. But again, there is always a room for improvement everywhere, and we will try our best that we can reach out to the maximum potential of every child, and with the help of technology, wherever it's possible, we can integrate this. But definitely,
I totally agree.
we should not forget, we are following CBSE curriculum. There are certain, parameters, certain standards given by CBSE, which we need to follow. But again, we do not focus on whether we are a CBSE school or, we do not focus on what exactly CBSE says. We try to have a very holistic approach. That's why if you've seen all our initiatives which we are planning to take, and some of them we have already started, these things are not asked by CBSE to do, but we are still doing like career counseling, collaboration with Cisco, and we are coming up with this design thinking program. Actually, these are the core subjects which other schools offers, and it's optional for the students. If you want to go for, you can. But here in our school, we want to make sure that every child should get benefit. And we have already collaborated with a lot of companies, and for robotics, we are going ahead with India's first robotics. And we would be procuring a lot of, kits for students where they would be practically doing, work related to robotics, and they would be learning a lot of things. So definitely we would be integrating technology at a very large scale. But then again, we cannot forget the core skills, which you can name it as a traditional skills, but those skills are equally important. But then we have to make a balance between both. We should not go overboard with any of these things. So definitely your feedback is taken, and we will look into it.
No, definitely appreciate the initiative, and the dedication is put in by all the staff member. We as parents, from my side, okay, how much we can contribute, we also have a part to play, and the students itself. So let's hope for the best, and I wish you all the very best.
Yeah, actually we are very thankful to all the parents, because from last 1.5 years, the parents have become the teachers, and the kind of support parents have provided, that is I mean, very great. We are very grateful to parents, because it was a great partnership. The parents were coordinating with the school, with admin staff, with IT staff, with teachers, and you have actually become the teacher at home for your children. So I think this tough time has taught a lot of things to all of us, and it was a great learning experience as a whole community for all of us. So I think because of this pandemic, there were a lot of constraints. We were not able to do exactly what we had planned initially, and unfortunately, we started our school on 1st November 2019, and on 9th February, we had to close down the school. So we literally opened the school for 5 months.
I will partly agree with you, because the administration and the teachers have really put in good efforts. Okay. And, during the pandemic also, I didn't feel that he is missing something. It was always followed up, always been, supported for any limitations that we had. So it was a good interaction, and definitely agree that it's a good alliance.
Yeah. So definitely we are trying now, but see, we had a very different vision as compared to any other school. So now children are back, we are back to normal life. So definitely we'll try to reach to a maximum potential of every child. And grade 10, 11, 12, these are the very critical years in a student's life, because their entire career is based on these 4 years, right from grade 9. So we are completely ready to help and support our students in every way, but definitely with the help of parents. So that's why I already mentioned that I look forward to have a partnership with you. So
always
there are collaborative efforts from both the side, and we'll come up with more programs. This is just you can say a beginning, where we just want to give you some basic information. But once children would come to grade 11, we'll have very a series of parent orientation program, so that time to time we can interact with parents.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Rajesh. Hope I think your concerns and queries are clear now.
Definitely. Yes.
So we had a very good informative question and answer session. I must thank Meenal ma'am for her patience in answering all the queries. Also Madhu ma'am for adding on her views on the parents' concern and queries. Thank you both of you. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would also thank Ms. Wasima for that refined information on the admission process. And with this, we come to an end of this memorable evening. We all have witnessed a very elaborate orientation about grade 11 curriculum, exam pattern, and assessment structure, scholastic and co-scholastic areas for the academic year 2022-23. Thank you everyone for joining in with the consent of our principal, ma'am. Now declare the orientation to be over. May I request our esteemed dignitaries, esteemed attendees to leave the meeting. Thank you all once again. Thank you so much. Thank you.